invite our dedicated to all of you and a warm welcome to all the here to celebrate World Health. Show has given us the theme of our planet all around us. What we seek is clean air, clean water and clean food. But we know that 90% of people, according to the WHO, breathe polluted air thanks to fossil burning. And we sometimes in our workspaces are guilty of burning different kinds of materials. We know that plastics have and other garbage has contaminated our oceans, right to the bottom of the oceans, to the tallest mountains garbage has reached, and these plastics then find their way into our food. We also know that societies like ours and other developed nations We have a lot of processed food and beverages, and this impacts the health in the form of diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. Now, we in the health services are in a very good position to influence people's behaviors, people's food habits, and we also hold a responsible position where we need to take care of our biomedical waste. We need to train our health officers and our health inspectors to see that the environment is protected. And what better day for us to introspect and set plans for the coming year to put such systems in place. Our planet is our need that it survives. The planet needs us too. As a standee said as we are coming up the steps, there is no planet B. So we need to act now. We need to protect the planet, and so the planet will protect us. Thank you.
And as our theme says, our planet, our health, it focuses on two major issues: environmental pollution and climate change. As our director has already briefed us about importance of controlling environmental pollution and climate change. And when I speak on various green initiatives taken by our department, one thing comes to my mind is our department is not solely responsible or only department to handle or prevent or control air pollution and climate change. But yes, when we look at or think about One Health approach, we are definitely party to control, prevent air pollution as well as climate change. As we see, whatever consequences comes out of air pollution, environmental pollution or climate change, it is we or our department which will cater to the diseases which will occur because of this climate change. And as ma'am said, our department will play a major role in making people aware about a necessity in controlling climate change. And that is the reason why almost 2 years back a national program was started, a national program on climate change and human health. And with this year's theme, even at international level, we understand or we want to make people aware about the importance of controlling environmental pollution and controlling climate change. If we don't do it now, we'll face various issues later. Right now, even now we are facing various issues. We just go back a year back and think about May 2021 when cyclone Tote hit us in Goa. Or even if we go back and think about newspaper media talking about air pollution in Delhi, till now we have only heard about everything shuts down only because of COVID-19. But we have seen in Delhi that even because of air pollution, things have shut down. So, if the way climate change and environmental pollution is going right now, if it continues, we don't put some brakes somewhere, probably even we will be in the same stage what Delhi and other north states are facing right now. So this is the time, it's not late, and we have to act together under One Health approach and go ahead and we be a part of controlling and preventing this climate change. Now, climate change and human health national program was started with the objective, certain objectives. One objective is creating awareness amongst general population, amongst healthcare providers and policymakers, so that we put in their minds that there is a need in climate change to prevent climate change. Second objective was to strengthen capacity of healthcare system as well as healthcare preparedness and response. Because if it continues like this, our department will have a key role in responding to various diseases or whatever calamities happens due to climate change. Next is to ensure health is adequately represented when it comes to a climate agenda at the country level or even at international level. And last, about getting prepared to prevent or control diseases which will come as a result of climate change. Now, under this program, we have two major surveillance. Right now, we have a surveillance, sentinel surveillance on air pollution, and our sentinel sites are district hospitals. We have started some reporting under heat-related illness from this year. Although, when we talk about heat-related illnesses, we say right now it is not an issue for Goa. We are much under control. Maybe our guest speaker will be a right person to tell you how our temperature has changed in Goa over last 50 years. The change is tremendous, and if this continues, definitely we will be in top list. Like wherever right now in some places in Maharashtra, there are extremes of climate where temperature goes to even around 45-46 degrees. There are deaths happening even roadsides, especially in the labor work or the labor force which are working in an open sun. So we are not very far from such a situation if this continues. The agenda under this program, there are two major agendas. One is about having climate resilient healthcare infrastructure. That means in a disaster, what we want to see is the healthcare facility is the last building to stand in a disaster. Because whatever comes, whether it is cyclone, whether it is earthquake, who is needed is the emergency departments. And one of the most important emergency department is our department, health services. Second agenda is about green initiative, so that we become party to control this climate change and environmental pollution. Now, talking about various or multiple initiatives which are already taken under Directorate of Health Services, even much before National Program for Climate Change and Human Health was started. We have something called as Herbal Gardens in almost every healthcare facility right now. And probably we are maintaining it very well. We should see that we make more and more use of these herbal gardens. And this is definitely besides other greenery which is there in most of our facilities. There are a lot of places where biodigesters are started. Every facility is very well managing their biomedical waste, and this biomedical waste management is being monitored very strictly at the state level from Directorate of Health Services as well as from Pollution Control Board. Various awareness activities under our Directorate of Health Services are done with a green initiative nowadays. One of the major component under program which is coming up and which we have already taken up in Directorate of Health Services is solar roof system. Recently, a functional solar roof system is started in CHC Sakli, which is a dedicated roof solar system for entire casualty. That means a casualty in CHC Sakli is 24/7 covered by solar electricity right now. Another project which is completed is in PSC Kepe, although installation is almost done and we are waiting for commissioning of this particular project. There are 4 more centers which are taken up under National Health Mission for the financial year 21-22. The order is already given to GEDA and probably very soon this work will start. We want to see almost all centers to be converted into a solar roof system so that we use more and more renewable energy. One more initiative which is coming under this coming financial year is we are going to change all non-LEDs into LEDs. That means we will use more energy efficient equipments or light system. Under our enthusiastic director, we have started a lot of green initiatives. In recent last 6 months to 1 year, if we see all the program at the state level or even at the PSC level, whatever we have done various program or observed national days, we have seen that we have put some green component into it by having various things like trekking, cycling, walkathons, and as a just to complement this initiative, Directorate of Health Services would like to launch a special program on this day. The program says Pedal for Work. I have a small presentation on this. The first slide. Yeah, this is what is a program under National Program for Climate Change and Human Health. Pedal for Work, and this is for all the staff for Directorate of Health Services. This is the initiative which is taken this year, and let's see how good response we get. I expect all response whatever possible from your side for this particular program. Next. The objective is very basic: to promote cycling amongst all our staff, to reduce carbon footprint as a part of Fit India movement, prevention and control of our non-communicable diseases, and to set an example in community so that more and more people use cycle for work. When it especially comes to a small within your location, if you are working, you can definitely use cycle for work. Who can participate? All staff under Director of Health Services, including even our security and all those people who have been deputed from other department. Next. There will be some rules and regulations, more details we will send it to you, but there will be something like called as Qualification Round, where a person has to cycle to work first, complete his 50 kilometers, and then he can register. And here we will give him some initial rewards, maybe mostly participation jersey. Next. This continues, and we have put it into 3 different levels. Somebody who does 200 kilometers cycling, will put him into a bronze category. Somebody who crosses 400 kilometers, will put him in silver category. Somebody who crosses 1000 kilometers, will put him in a gold category, and accordingly we will give them prizes. Next. Tracking and data checking will be done through respective in charges, through various tracking apps like Google app or Strava, and there are many apps. We will definitely send details about it. Next. Prizes and awards will be given on monthly basis by the respective health officers and in charges, and there will be a state level prize, and this will be an annual prize, mostly by a lucky draw, and the annual prize will be given in the next World Health Day 2023. Next. Thank you. This is in short about this particular program. And before we play a small video about greenery initiatives under Directorate of Health Services, let's remember these key messages. Even our director has already spoken about these key messages. Let's act together now for a better tomorrow. Let's remember these key messages: reduce and manage waste. What I want to stress here is reuse, reduce and recycle. Environment crisis is a health crisis. We have to remember this all the time. Act for a clean air. For this particular year, as the theme of World Health Day is our planet, our health, let's plant more trees and save trees. Whatever possible within your jurisdiction, within your area, plant more trees. Be an environmental champion. Let's remember that there is no planet B. Thank you so much.
aspect of this event, the moment which we are all awaiting. It is a great pledge of our health. This is a subject in which we should all be interested because to heal ourselves, we need to heal our planet first. In chemistry, he has done his MSc in ecology, PhD in interdisciplinary earth science. Presently, he is a member Wetland Authority, Nodal Officer, State Level
All, please accept my greetings. Wish you all a very happy World Health Day, and let us pray that all of us will be very happy for the upcoming decades and we will be free from pandemic and whatever we are facing today. I hope that we learn lesson from what has happened since the past, and we have to look at the roots from where it has come. The theme of not only World Health Day is our planet and our health. If you see for last 2 years, all the themes of all the days, they are related to environment. And that is why I have been invited for so many programs now, whether it is in health department, whether it is in water resource department, because I think it took a pandemic for us to really realize where are the roots of our health issues. Because as Dr. Betodkar very rightly said, whatever may be the disasters, finally we end up in the hospitals. So who has to treat the disaster is the doctor. So sometimes when you are treating, you do not know what was the cause of that illness, when even patient can't tell you what has happened to him, what he has ingested or what has infected him, whether it is air pollution, whether it is water pollution, whether it is land contamination, whether it is a poisoning or what it is. So I think our planet, our health is one theme. And if you look at the theme that we had in our biodiversity day is our solutions are in nature. That was one day prior, and last year's theme was we are a part of solution. So if you see the international themes, before that if you see World Environment Day, we have to start learning, staying at environment, all this. So I was always thinking, what should I say so that people will start understanding that environment is important. Even when I was making this presentation, I said how to sensationalize this subject, and then I realized that so many statistics is available, so much data is available, so many things are already said, still we are not getting sensitized. This is a major issue. It is like this, when we say that after 2050 you will find more plastic than fish, they say okay, 2050, how many more years? So no problem, we are safe today, so there is some more time, till then we can eat fish. Then I say that there are 29 invasive species in our water. That means what fish we are eating, the people are eating, there are 29 species which are invasive, alien and aggressive. They are finishing the local species, and you are going to end up in those African catfish which can eat anything and survive, and if you eat that fish, what will happen you have to understand. So but still they say, still I can afford to buy fish in the market, so okay, that's not a problem. Then what to say so that I make people really feel serious. And then came the pandemic. And just before the pandemic, I think Utkarsh may remember that we had organized one similar conference talking about zoonotic diseases, like just before pandemic, as if it had just started in China. And we realized that we need to tell people that look, this is a big problem. Let us come together and deal with this. The corona had just started in China, and many experts were saying, no, we don't have to worry. We are hot, tropical country, it will not come to India. The virus will die. So there were some theories like that going on. And I can tell you about climate change theories also. There are many contradicting theories. Like we have to use all our knowledge to convince people that there is a problem. And there is another set of experts, equally intellect, who try to prove that it is not a problem. It is a natural process. So there are people who say like this also. So common man gets confused sometimes. If you open YouTube today itself, there will be so many videos saying that all this climate change is unreal, it is not real. And then I say, then why do we put AC everywhere? As a common man, if you ask question, forget about the research. But let me tell you what I am talking to you today. Please do not get confused, because I am referred to IPCC proposal 6th report, which is based on 14,000 plus research publications which are peer reviewed. Let me tell you. So what I am going to talk to you is not a fairy tale, not something that is imaginary, or not to sensitize you. But these are all facts which I am going to present to you. I have many slides, but I will scroll through, exactly finish in 20 minutes. You have any questions, you can ask me in between, you can stop me and ask, or you can ask later. So my presentation is about our planet, our earth. Before I go to presentation, let me tell you that in our state we have done state action plan for climate change, and we are preparing biodiversity action plan for next 10 years. So state action plan for next 10 years is already done on climate change, and it has been approved by the central government. There are some queries which are very minor in nature, which we will resolve within a week's time and will come back, and that will be made available to everybody. But let me tell you what was the query, that health has to be one of the important player in the decision making. So when I had organized a program, I was talking about zoonotic diseases and environment related diseases. We had organized not only about COVID pandemic, but about CDV, Canon distemper virus, about KFD, Kaisanur forest disease, and we had also spoken something about leptospirosis and all, how these roots are in the ecology. Even if you say today, whether it is from the bats that pandemic came or whether it is escape from research, wherever it is, please understand it is a virus. So it is biodiversity. There is no doubt about it. Although virus is between living and non-living, because there are debates. Sometimes they say, why are you worried? It is not a biodiversity problem, it is a health problem. So then I say, go to the root cause. You will find all the problems happen because of either wrong food or because of any infections which come from the nature. So we have to accept first thing that if your nature is healthy, you are healthy. That's why the theme, our planet, our health. And what is the linkage between our health and our nature? Is the food, if we see, is the water, is the air, is the soil which we are coming. Just 2 days back I was in Chandigarh talking to about 400 farmers. They wanted to do spice plantation, and the director of Spice Board of India was there sitting next to me, and he was saying that there is one variety of cinnamon, bay leaf, tej patta, or what we call it, dalchini mandala. That is one variety coming from China. Not only that, pandemics come from China, some masala also come from China, and they got coumarin, which is cancer causing, and the quantity of coumarin in this cinnamon is 1000 ppm. So I am scared. I said, I am talking about only environmental problems coming, air, water, land pollution, and we will have cancer if there is air pollution. And World Health Organization says every minute 13 people die. They try to tell us some fact that we are scared, but we are not scared. Only 13. Only 13 people die every minute of air pollution causing cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma type of cancer, air pollution, maybe asthma. So some people say we don't die of asthma, so we can survive with asthma, we can survive nicely with sinusitis and all. We are managing the diseases. So that's not to worry about. But only 13 people die in a minute because of air. And remember 13, because 13 million people die, that is as per World Health Organization, across the globe because of environmental problem. But our population is quite high, 13 million, maybe Goa has to be, because we are 14 million, 15 million. But remember, what is it that I can make you get scared of? Is still I am searching. Until it comes to us, we are not worried about it. So, let's go to the presentation. This coumarin is a dangerous chemical if it is consumed. So what has happened is there are varieties in our own place. Our own bay leaf, Kokand Tej, one variety is there. Indian varieties, they have 0.002 ppm coumarin, so it is very safe. So remember, when you buy cheap, also understand that it may be cheap now, but it may fall very costly when it comes to certain time. So while we promote certain things, we have to also understand that it is supported sufficiently with research or with traditional knowledge. Let us understand that our traditional knowledge is a great repository. Let us not underestimate it, and I will tell you how it is. So today is a World Health Day. Again, greetings from my side. It is an opportunity that environmental person is talking to health workers, and it is very important, because I was talking to your director that when a doctor says that he is deciding to go on cycle, I think everybody gets motivated. You are the people who can influence the most. It is my personal opinion. Even if I go and tell them about health, nobody is going to listen to me if I tell the 10 times truth about health, because I am not a practicing doctor. But when the doctor tells, it's like a primary teacher telling my son that you have to draw a like this, and if I say like he will never listen to me. He said my teacher is right. So same way, the doctors have a great opportunity to influence your patients and educate them, and I think that will be more effective. So that is the opportunity I felt when Utkarsh said that I will come here and I will tell you few things which you can tell your people, and I am sure if you can really influence, we can change the situation. Situation is not good, let me tell you first of all. If you feel that all is good, even 13 million is a small number, even 13 people is a small number, 8,500 people dying, or maybe 70% waterborne diseases which lead us to cholera, diarrhea, all polluted water, E. coli, no problem. We can still filter water with aqua filter, we can survive, but still it is not all good. Let us see what is the situation next. If you see, this is the way we can approach it. We constitute of 5 elements of the universe. When we talk about our planet, first see what is our planet. I don't have to tell you what is our health. You know it better than me. So what is our planet? It consists of sky, air, fire, water, earth. Now here it is not only air pollution, water pollution and land contamination. Remember, madam said that our garbage has reached ocean floors, and garbage has got into the guts of the most rare bird, whether it is albatross. If you cut it, you will find the pieces of plastic and battery inside. Where it went, it's a matter of research. It has gone in the intestines of fish. All our street kettles, if they consume cardboards, they will have, they consume plastic accidentally. Nobody likes to eat plastic, by the way. Then we blame that, oh, stray kettles, they eat plastic wrongly. Nobody likes to eat plastic. There is some food in the plastic which they try to eat. In the process, they engulf everything. They do not know that we have put so many punches and clips on the cardboard. So because there is cellulose, they consume it. And finally, we end up in magnifying this problem. So let me talk to you. What is magnification? In ecology, when we talk about biomagnification, it means if there is a small quantity of toxic thing in the soil, एक बॅटरी आम्ही काढून बाहेर मारता कोणती खिडकीतल्यान बाहेर मारता एक बॅटरी एक्सपायर्ड जाल्ली, we have a great culture of throwing out from window and we feel it goes on the moon. That is the problem. We don't realize that it falls next door. Even our problem is, this is very important problem, that when we throw garbage, we feel that it is not my problem. Even if it is stinking, we say that no, it must be some other smell. We try to convince ourselves. The problem is it comes back to us. 1 week back I was on Kavelosim beach to understand, turtle hatching which is going on, already turtle eggs. We were trying to conserve them, and every wave was bringing lot of garbage and throwing. So in geomorphology there is one, line. It is known as ridge line, and there is one more now line on the beach we talk about. It is a debris line. That means debris comes and falls there. Where it comes from? It doesn't come from heaven. We have thrown all that, it comes back to us. So what happens is that if there is a poison in the soil, ultimately it will be taken up by the plants. If we are consuming plants, those who are healthy people don't eat vegetable, they will eat flesh. Who eats again plant? So if you see this cycle, somehow it is going to come back to us, unless we develop something where we can charge ourselves with mobile pin. We have to find that way. If we can find, then maybe we'll have to see how problems with electricity. So in the quest of finding alternative, I talk to many people. I was talking to one very high-end officer from government. When he retired, I said, sir, now you have to control your... No, I can afford any surgery. That's the arrogance of money sometimes. But when he was really lying on the bed in his last days, I said, sir, how are you? He said, I am perfectly fine. I have made a TV arrangement here itself. I have hired 2 nurses. And I can afford to pay them. I said, still you can afford. Okay. Can you afford to buy few minutes of your life? I couldn't get answer because when I went, he was no more. So problem is, we have these several components of our earth which influence us. Today our garbage has not reached only ocean floors, but it has also reached in the space. There is a scientist working in NIO. He presented a paper and many people could not believe that so much garbage in the space, then he must be lying. Still they don't believe. Research also may be false. But we have to accept that when you have very clean house, everything is closed, yet you find some dust on your TV screen. Something must be coming from somewhere. So accept my fact that we have almost polluted all these 5 components. Let's go to next. And 80% of the 5.2 billion people in the world, maybe 6 billion we can consider, with considering all this, are still relying on traditional medicine. Let us remember that why ecology is important, why our nature is important. Even our present medicines which they come from nature, not all are synthetic. Let me tell you, still we are sourcing it from nature. Still we are eating food from nature, and medicinal plants are backbone of traditional medicines. That is why in our belief, in our country, we believe that our food is a medicine. We do not believe that we have to take medicine separately and food separately. If you have a proper food, you don't need medicine. And if you have a wrong food every day on the Miramar beach or somewhere, then there is no need of medicine. What has to happen will happen. So you remember, next please. So it is estimated that more than 30 million deaths around the world each year are because of environment. Again I am telling you. Next. Yeah, we are, as a global community, we have so many sustainable development goals. Before that there were Aichi targets. Like we have targets, companies have targets in marketing. Global community, we set up targets for ourselves that we will reduce poverty, we will reduce air pollution, water pollution, and when we don't achieve those targets, we set new targets. So that's what we have done. Aichi target we could not achieve. 2020 or 2030 we were supposed to achieve something. So what we will do? Now we will set up new targets. So these are new sustainable development goals. There are 17 numbers in that. Yeah, you can go back. So I have 2 things to tell before I go further. That the whole world comes together when there are problems. They have come during pandemic. 1992 they came together. This is what I want to tell. I have many slides, but I will cover only few slides. In 1992 the whole world came together and there were 3 conventions signed. One was the Convention on Climate Change, one was the Convention on Biodiversity, where I am sitting here in front of standing, and one Convention on Desertification. Why this was done? Because climate change was real, it is proven. In 1992 I am telling, when I was learning environmental engineering, there were some scientists who were confusing us, it's a part of geological process, there is no climate change. And then we read again whether it is real or not. And today it is established that there is a climate change which is definitely certain, and I will show you the situation in Goa, what we are going to face, what we have analyzed. Last 100 years data we have analyzed from IMD, and we have projected it for next 100 years, and we have planned for next 10 years how we are going to achieve. That I am going to share with you before I stop. And Biodiversity Convention, why it was signed? Because we felt that the biodiversity knowledge which exists with the people, whether it is curcumin in turmeric, haldi patent, you must have, some of you must be knowing the issue about basmati patent. America wanted to patent basmati, they wanted to patent haldi, and what happens is, it is not only plants and ecology, it is also economy. Remember, if you have to buy haldi or basmati rice, you have to pay some royalty to America if it is patented by them. So there was a lot of international legal due diligence, and finally we won because we had evidence to prove that it is our thing. So that is why Biodiversity Convention it came, because some African countries, some South Asian countries had lot of knowledge about biodiversity. Like some leaf if you eat, some tribals, Kani tribal from Kerala, if you eat certain types of leaves, you can continuously hunt without food. So that was giving energy before even the Red Bull came. So what to do? There are companies from the West who came and who identified, who took their knowledge, who did a scientific validation. What is lacking in our knowledge is scientific validation of the traditional knowledge. And that is why this act came. The convention was signed in 1992 and the act came in 2002. We debated for 10 years. Even on such a subject, we debate in the parliament whether it should happen or not. Climate change, yeah, maybe it is there in the world, but not affecting. Why should we have the climate plan? So similarly, there were debates, and in 2002 we had an act, and now the act will be amended. No doubt about it, it's a different subject, but this act says that you are the owner of your natural resources, you are the owner of your traditional knowledge. This is important. Very, very important. Let us not devaluate the traditional knowledge. Only what we are lacking is scientific evaluation of the traditional knowledge, validation and deriving, like kokum. If I tell you Bindachi, Sola, Solkadi, all this is known to us. But you know, China has extracted oleoresins, a particular compound. They made tablets of that for reducing fat. It is costing 1000 rupees per tablet, but it is imported because the research is higher there. Now, from Badgi chili, if you see, Tamdi Moti Misanga Sabe, Badgi from Karnataka, they extracted oleoresins, red color. It gives you the best lipstick in the world. They have not taken capsic acid, by the way. They have taken only the oleoresin, which gives you the color. That means we have so much with us, but we have not done the scientific analysis. We have done in few cases, but not to the extent, because I know some herbs and plants which still need to be, we are trying to do the phytochemical analysis, and we are searching for a laboratory which will give authentic. Because we know laboratories how they deal, and you all must be also knowing, they see the patient, okay, last time what was his sugar, okay, so maybe around only. Same thing happens in phytochemicals. All laboratories, all chemicals, all scientists, all researchers, they are also humans. So, go to the next. I will just explain you what is biodiversity, and this is why I will have 2 slides. Then I have 2 slides on climate change, and I will conclude. Let me know if I am more boring. I am not going to tell you about the definitions. I will just tell you what is diversity. It is all the animals, all the plants, and the various life forms which are there. You know how many varieties of rice are there in Goa? Anybody can tell me? We have documented, we found 43 varieties of rice through some scientists are there in Goa, including not only Jaya, Jyoti and Karzat. We know few Jaya, Jyoti, Karzat and Sona Masuri what we eat. Maybe Basmati we know. But there are Asgo, Damgo, Korgut which are salt tolerant. There are Kalo Damgo, Kalo Jirgo. We have got so many varieties. Kendal is there, Kochari is there. All these are our varieties. And if you analyze the glycemic index of some of the rice, you can safely have them even if you are a diabetic. Safely have in the sense, not only have rice morning, afternoon, evening. You have to have it in control, everything. But it is important to understand that we had so much diversity of rice. That is biodiversity. I have shown one there. You know how much diversity was there in India? Almost more than 4,000 species of rice we had. And how many are there? Don't ask me. Because most of them we have lost. They are indigenous native varieties. So if you look at the picture there, on the right side if you see Rajma, it is not from Goa. It is from Himachal. There are about 72 varieties of Rajma. So much diversity. You know what is the counterpart of Rajma in Goa? Alsane. How many varieties are there of Alsane? Few varieties are there. If you find the one from Aldona, it is little different from one from Menkore, it is different from Moira, it is different from the Kankon. That means our soil variation immediately gives you variability. The climate variation gives you the type of the cowpea which you get. Next. So we have 3 levels of diversity. One is genetic. Here is where I want to tell you that whatever hybrid things we eat, if they are not from this area, it is proven with research that they can cause you health issues. I am not going to tell which disease, because people are not scared of any disease today. You know, sometimes we try to get them cancer, they say, no, we have acute hospital and I can afford. Then there are people who say. So how to make people scared, I am not yet able to, I am not able to find it out. But still I try my tricks. I am not able to really make people scared. But genetic level is something, we find that there are BT brinjals, biotechnology brinjals, and it was stopped by our Biodiversity Board of Telangana. In Telangana they did not allow. Still the case is pending. I was the member of National Committee when this was presented by Monsanto, and we said we will not allow it. Although people, poverty elevation, we are always getting scared of poverty. We want to eliminate poverty by giving all hybrids. Sorry. I have 7 ridge, 7 shirats of Beno, 9 shirats of Beno, 14 shirats of Beno Goyanasa. We can make a lot of money if we have the real seeds. But I'll tell you, we do not have real seeds of many of them. We are trying to propagate, we are trying to come up with the first seed bank of the state, and I am confident by within 1 or 2 years I will be making it possible, because it is economy. Seed is the economy. Don't feel that seed is only one plant, and some people send on the doors, roadside, so it is neglected. No, it is our economy. And I am telling you the answer when I went to Parra and asked them about local watermelon, Parrachi Kalanga. I went to inaugurate the biodiversity committee and they said, no, now we grow Syngenta. That means what? No, Syngenta chi bio atta mi 1000 rupees packet. Next year again 1000 rupees packet. So तुझी काळंगाची बी परत घालीत जाल्यार it will not give you watermelon. It will not give you anything actually. Forget about watermelon. So what to do? Our own watermelon, if you preserve the seeds, you can get again watermelon because it is not biotechnology engineered. It is a natural seed. Now we have to depend on the seed company and then you negotiate with the roadside woman to give that watermelon for 10 rupees. Not possible. She has purchased seed with 1000 rupees. So you cannot negotiate and then you have all sorts of problems. We want seedless. That is another thing. Seed is a disturbance. I found one fellow giving bad words to God because there is a seed in the watermelon. It should be seedless. I don't know how to make mango seedless because then it will be a trouble. So we have disturbance of natural constituent of mango, watermelon. Of course, pineapple should not have thorns, so it should be. So it becomes different. I don't have to chew anything. I want to drink. Juice, no full wholesome fruit. We don't have patience to eat the fruit. So problem is, if you do too much genetic engineering with the food, it will have effect on the health. So I am talking about planet and health. I am not deviating. Species we have right from snow leopard to we have our own leopard. Okay, besides, and then we have so many varieties. There are about 8 to 12 million species. We don't know how many species. Sometimes we are overconfident that we have Harvard, we have Cambridge, we have GOA University. We have so many universities and so many experts working. So we felt that we all know everything. Sorry, we do not know many things. We do not know how many species are there, but estimated to be 8 to 12 million. And out of them, how much we know, I will tell you. Then these are the species and then on ecosystems. If you protect the environment at all these three levels, let me tell you, your health is protected. Go to the ecosystem is what? Ecosystem is mangrove ecosystem, forest ecosystem, sand dune ecosystem, beach ecosystem, even small micro ecosystem. If I tell you, अळमीचे रोइण म्हणटा पळय ती, सरपाची रोइण न्ही ती. Actually, remember, he goes and sits ready-made, but it belongs to the termite. The termite mound is a micro ecosystem. So that is ecosystem. We have to protect the nature at all three levels. Where do we stand? We know only 1.75 million of the species which are recorded out of almost, they say 13 to 14. Somebody says it is 8 million, somebody says 10 million. Now different organizations have different estimates, but let me tell you, we do not know. Yeah, what is the value of biodiversity? Go next. The value is, what you see is the value, only we understand this value. Go next. Go next. You scroll in, yes. There are many problems. You see those animals standing there. Yeah, you can finish also presentation if you want, but show some slide. Yeah. Show me next slide so that go to the next. Yeah, this is what we understand. Okay, what is there in the nature will come on your plate. Okay, so you will see that richer the biodiversity, richer is our plate. That is how planet and food plate is related. And if your food plate is healthy, I think your health is also better. Let's go to the last slides. Go further. I know my time is exceeded by 5 minutes. I'll finish it in next 2 minutes. So please go. There are so many problems which I don't want to tell you. You remember only one problem, that environment is getting degraded. We have made books. We have made publications for the people to understand what is there in your backyard. And I want you all to understand only one service of nature, that is quarantine. This word we have heard because of pandemic, and we know all translation. Vilagikaran, I was trying to find the meaning. Because of pandemic, I found this meaning so easily, And people also know what is quarantining. But remember, nature gives the biggest service of quarantining so many diseases. You want to see how many more pandemics are there in nature? You see, every organism must be containing so many viruses and bacteria within that. Simple example I will give, and then I will take 1 minute on climate change and I will stop. One example, when there is a grass cutting happening near a house, you will find, when you put on the light in the night, you will find many bugs coming, is it not? Most of the insects come because they have lost their quarantine. The nature is a quarantine. It retains all of them. If you take away their home, they will come in your home. That is not enough. They carry lot of enzymes, pheromones, they have lot of chemicals, biochemicals, and also viruses and bacteria. They will also come in your home. So let us conserve environment so that we are safe. Now, I'll tell you about climate change, which is a major problem. Go next. Yeah. We are trying to do lot many things, but they are not enough. We need support from all of you. Yes, we are doing plantations. Any one of you needs plants. This is my last year to give free plants. Next year I will not give any free plant. So write to us if you need. We will give indigenous. Many people come to us asking for hybrid, exotic. No, only indigenous. Bora, Chara, Saffron, all these type of varieties. We give only plants which birds love, which mammals love, and which are local species. Next. I have given almost 4.6 lakh saplings. This year I will be giving 1.5. We are putting good fish in water sometimes to ensure that the exotics are controlled. Next, we have notified 7 wetlands so far. The whole country has notified only 9 wetlands, in which 7 wetlands belong to state of Goa. We should be proud about it. And when we protect a wetland, remember with the buffer, we are protecting lot of water security for future, and we are protecting lot of fish, we are protecting lot of hydrophytes, plants and trees. And good news is people object for notification of wetlands also, for which I sometimes get surprised, that villagers come in thousands of number, and we are trying to convince them that how wetland is important. They say, no, we want lake view apartments. So go to the next. So we are trying to restore some traditional natural water bodies on the mountain because they are important for biodiversity. Next, I want to show only on climate change, one slide. As per the climate change research that we have done, next. Maps, there will be maps. Well, I'll show you, yeah. I'll try to make you more scared and then I will go. See, last 10 years when the analysis of temperature was done, it was found that Goa has the highest temperature rise. Those who have moved in all 29 states during that time, and if you have done comparative study, you will know. If you were in Goa, then you may not agree to me. They will say that this is a false data, but still I am telling you it has been proven that we were the hottest. And it is believed that in 2050, when we have done analysis next, we have done the projection. It shows that even the rainfall, we will have the average. We will get 100 inch, 120 inch probably, but the distribution will not be proper. It will be erratic and extreme rainfall events. This is what is proven by model. We have one of the best model. We have involved IIS, IIM, and I have also involved BITS Pilani scientist, highest cited scientists we have involved, and we have found that the extreme rainfall events will be increased. That means there will be more erosion. Within one night, if you find 120 mm rains, then what will happen is there will be more erosion on the slopes, there will be more soil loss, and that will be a problem in many ways. I may not explain you everything, but I will explain you only this graph for another 1 minute, that there are 2 scenarios. If we control, and climate change is such a thing which we cannot control alone, because we are a small state. What comes on our beach, tar balls, are not from Goa. They are coming from Bombay High. That means the climate change is a global problem. If one country starts doing war against other, it is going to affect entire global temperature. It's like in this hall, if one person is mad, he may disturb all the happiness of all of us. So problem is, normally the global interdependence is not understood. It is not one person's, and if one person starts doing wrong thing, we all say that it is not affecting me, so let me quietly go out of the room. This will happen, this will work for some time, but after some time, that mad fellow will reach your house and you will come to know that, oh my God, now nobody is there to save me. So it is a problem where we have to collectively educate. The best tool is educate. I am not saying that you go in the sky and stop the rains or hold the cloud. Not possible. Nothing is possible. What we can do from our side, let us see how can we reduce our footprints. If you have your PHC and the space left, plant indigenous trees. If there is some space left, I will give you free of cost, but then maintain it, because we made one garden and then we say, no, your local people are not working. Who will maintain? Is a big issue. Plant doesn't need 3 times food like us. 1 time watering. Sometimes if you forget in 3 days also you water, it will try to live. We will not live if we don't get 1 tea properly. We will create a havoc. You know what it is. So under controlled situation, if you see, temperature will rise up to 50 degrees in Goa. I will not tell 50, I will make it little less. But actually it is going to be, if you see, it's going to be about 4 degrees, and this year we already had 38 degree, if I am not mistaken. And in Goa it means lot because we have humidity, correct? On Ghat area it is dry. So even if it goes 55 in Nagpur, people will quietly survive with 1 onion in their hand, like this. They hold it, they say I can survive some juice and some water. But in Goa if we go 40, 42, I am telling you, our working office hours will have to be changed. Lot of things will change. What changes will happen, health people will know better than me. But let me tell you, it is not very far that we will reach by 2080 around 4 degree increase. Don't think 4 degrees less. It is going to be a 4 degree on average. So extreme will go up to 45 to 50. That is what we have established. And in that case, air condition will not be only compulsory in cars and home, but maybe we'll have to have AC streets, and I don't know what it is. How to do that? You need more energy, and imagine a building which has got 400 air conditioners and a small vent duct where all these compressors are fixed, and go and stand there and find the temperature. And that is causing a local heat island, which again is affecting your structure. Your energy consumed for structural cooling is much more than cooling you. First you have to cool the structure, then you will feel cool. Otherwise, even if you make 16 temperature, you don't feel that it is cool. So the problem is that. Go next. I think you go to the last slide. So my point to you is, we are 49% of Goa is vulnerable for flood. What you see on the left side, as per climate change. We are under the state of submergence. If we do not strengthen our outer bunds, for which we are taking a project under Goa government, yesterday I was discussing, we may need about 1,000 crore to repair the bunds. How much we spent in making bunds? No, our ancestors have given us free of cost. Now maintenance we need, and we do not know how much will actually be protected after that. So next, and the best slide will come now. Yes, that is my last slide. Thank you very much. Protect environment, because it is not to reduce your garbage, your wastewater. Your footprints matter a lot. Let us reduce our individual footprints on this planet. Let us leave this planet as it was for our next generations. The plans, policies will be there, but all that important only if we act properly. We cannot expect that government will do everything and we will do only criticizing. I am telling you, nothing is going to work. So with that note, I thank all of you for your patient listening. I know I have exceeded 10 minutes. Sorry for that. Have a great day. Thank you.
Dr. Sarmokadam. Now we are proceeding towards the felicitation program. It is, if you see now, most of us are without a mask. We are sitting very close to each other. We have shaken hands with each other. This only means that we have gradually started forgetting our 3 W's. That is wearing the mask, washing the hands, and watching for the social distancing. We have also passed our test of 4 T's, that is testing, treating, tracing, and use of technology. We have also won the battle of V, that is vaccine, and we now say V for victory. So all in all, we have been successful in controlling the pandemic, COVID pandemic, and it was only because of the hard work, selfless, tireless work from all the health workers. Our health officers exhibited extraordinary qualities of leadership. Our all health workers exhibited extraordinary skills of teamwork, and because of this day is there for us today. So we take this opportunity to felicitate each one individually and as a team, because though we have controlled COVID pandemic, it is not fully over as yet. The fourth wave is still in the corner. I hope that this felicitation, the word of appreciation from all of us, and this felicitation, mind you, is we felicitating our own self. So this is the biggest felicitation that can ever happen. And I expect that this will inspire us further if at all something more has to come. So on this occasion, it is my duty to remember our ex-director Dr. Jose Disa, who led us well. I also would like to recognize the leadership that our present director, Dr. Ira Almeida, has given us. And from my side, I would say we have done a wonderful job in controlling the pandemic. And it goes to say that tough times go, tough people stay. So we have shown how tough we are, how resilient we are, and therefore we are worthy of a good felicitation. We are felicitating each and every facility that has contributed towards the control of pandemic. And now I would request our advocate Pallavi to take over the charge of the further proceedings of felicitation. Thank you one and all. Thank you so much.
Then Primary Health Center May. PSC Shivali next. Saligaon. Primary Health Center Korli. And North Goa District Hospital.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us, and we will.
PSC Kurtalim. PHC Ponda next to come. PHC Markai. CHC Shiroda. Followed by Urban Health Center Vasco. And Sub-District Hospital Chikale. Yes, job for day-to-day reporting, recording, data collection, surveillance. Deputy Director from Special Cell. Next, the IDSP. Dr. Sukuro. On the Dr. Deepa Korea, the medical supertasking staff in this directorate for last 1 year, and yes, none of us